largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. Today, a Big Ten clash, and you know when you square off against a conference opponent, the blood boils a little hotter. As we'll see, the Nebraska Cornhuskers taking on the winners of 7 straight, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Huskers will kick it away to start us off. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Michigan Wolverines offense takes the field for the first time today. Here he comes.
The real George.
Anytime this guy touches the ball, and he will.
Hey man, how you doing?
A bolt of electricity just
good
to
hear from you.
And they'll feature him. They'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often, and he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Yeah, he really shoulders the load, right, in more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes, so it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. They'll run play action. Fires to the big fella. Oh, how did you make that move? Brought down at the 47, but not.
You sent me a list today on that?
We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs.
I wonder, sometimes that happens if it's a migration policy, you have to give them. Okay.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends.
They're not a California policy, are they? Just by chance.
Student body right and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style.
Sure.
Man, he is hard to bring down.
I will dig into that.
Most of the time, it's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground. That's not a big back. You got to get that guy on the ground. You can't let him pick up an extra couple yards and stay ahead of the sticks.
Went up top on 2nd down. That leaves them needing a yard here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the 1st down.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the 3rd down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
They've moved to the 16. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So no room to run there, and you wonder after that loss on 1st down where they turn now.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important for the defense to win these 1st downs, right? You want to create negative plays to make this offense so much more predictable.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a different spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. And
he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverine.
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive. From
inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Nebraska's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
This just is such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Running back searching for a hole. Makes one man miss.
Kills me when they slow my linebacker down, man. In mid-stride.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the offense was going to be able to dig themselves out of this hole, but on 2nd in California, they dial up the running play, now setting up 3rd and short.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Ball in the air.
Let's go, Davis.
And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end. He's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
Oh, it's a reverse. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
What a great job by the backside of the defense staying home. A lot of time the run looks like it's going the other direction. What happens? You start to chase. Nope. These guys stayed home and played their assignment, and that's why they had success.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here.
OMG.
Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. 4th down and 13, and the offense is going to give it a shot. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And he's going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
Man, those 4th down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. Great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
Got his man on the outside. Powers through. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the 1st down.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. That can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
Tight end finds a soft spot. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a 1st down on the play. The Cornhuskers are on the move. They're going to throw it again. He's got the tight end. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the run.
Headed
to the end zone. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. That's reeled in. It's Collins. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll throw it.
Oh,
I don't think
lucky
that's
you
the way
didn't get
they
that
drew it
off.
up.
That'd have been a big.
Incomplete. Here comes the field goal unit. He'll line it up from the right side. A 37-yarder coming up. It is perfect. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Both of these defenses a little bend, but not breaking in clutch situations, David.
It's always exciting when you can go for it on fourth down and you know your defense will make a stand. They held them to a field goal, Jesse. It's a pretty good job by that defense.
It is. So if I'm this coaching staff, don't deviate from the game plan here. Go back to doing what you want to do and get established in this game.
Off the play fake. Quarterback adapted. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Wants to throw on 3rd. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On 4th down, they'll run it, looking for the first. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense.
Of course they stopped it.
They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Finds his tight end. Oh, it's out. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance.
3 big hits.
Everywhere, it's a turnover.
You know, oftentimes when you're playing in conditions like this and it's raining, you'll see a lot of the skill players offensively take off the gloves because they want to be able to feel the football. They think it gives them better control of it. And I don't know if that played into the football going on the ground there, but you know that ball security is going to be one of the biggest factors in this game moving forward.
Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field paving the way for the running backs.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms, but the style, always the same. Line up, hit you right in the mouth. That's who.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. Tough linebackers getting after quarterbacks. The Huskers have a rich tradition of that.
Yeah, and you think about the black shirts, and you hear that if you're a Nebraska fan, you know exactly what that means. Guys that are different, guys that see it, that hunt it, that go get the football like this guy just did.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge.
Dude, that's 3 drop passes.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. He's going to throw deep right side.
That's a punt.
And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on
Freaking
fourth.
bullcrap,
And
dude.
here comes the
Please stop
Nebraska
this.
offense back onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays.
He just stood there and let him
Passing
catch it.
Obviously, the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around, see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
Quick completion on the out route. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. Starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. He's there to make the stop.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
The give to the tailback. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold up.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Pulls it in. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. They'll leave it with him. And how about that alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down? It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
He's back to throw on second down. Got his man downfield. Oh, look out. Inside the 10. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
Yeah, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Now on first down from the 30. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dialing up a second down pass play. Got his man in the middle. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Going up top on first down. Makes the grab along the sidelines, but it'll be a little short of the first down.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catches, smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
He'll pull it down. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then
It's going to
getting
be the
down.
last time
The
you do
Huskers
that.
moving quickly to the line. He's going to pass. Buys a little time with his feet. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. Extending the play. Trying to make magic on the scramble. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. As they say, touchdown, first down, or get down. He gets down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. And it's no good. Boy, they could have used that field goal to draw a little closer, but still an 8-point game. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Guys, it's been an entertaining first half and not a lot of time left to put some more points on the board.
No, but you got this possession right here to maybe go into the half tied up. So good first half, but a great way, Jesse, to end this first half.
Yeah, you'd love to take that momentum into the second half. And listen, this offense practices 2-minute every single week for this exact situation. They'd love to be able to go generate a few more points before taking it into the locker room.
And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. It is a valuable tool to have a quarterback that can extend a play like that. But sometimes you're smart to be check down Charlie and just take something easy and not invite disaster.
Because when you roll out, you're rolling out, you're cutting the field in half, right? The defense starts to...
Lost one deep down the right side. Touchdown Wolverines! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I can go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish strong.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to get it through the air. Quarterback now breaking the field. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Huskers line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And they'll get the punt out of there, and it'll be marked down just outside the opponent's 45. One more snap coming before halftime. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They'll throw it on first down. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And he makes the grab, but they're signaling not a catch. He's out of bounds. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, it is tough to beat the Big House when it's full and rocking as it is today in Ann Arbor.
The Wolverines will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And the returner is stopped. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive, just like they do at the start of the game. They've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
The RPO, it's complete. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast. They force a negative play.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Makes the grab. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Little touch pass to the receiver. Hard running there. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
The coaching staff defensively, they harp on this unit to be more physical, to fly to the football and gang tackle. You're seeing all of that in this game. That's why they're one of the best run defenses in the nation.
On 3rd down, going up top. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Get the touchdown, get the first down.
Told you wouldn't escape it no more.
And the quarterback does. The Cornhuskers will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it, floating down toward the earth. And the coverage team able to wrestle it down. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Pulled loads and fires
Dude,
complete
that don't
play.
work with you throwing
And
it
maybe he'll
behind him.
get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball that quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground.
Why not drop the ball and the clock's still moving? Oh, no, I did that.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. They're setting up the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit them for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He's up to 86 yards on the ground, and just another day at the office for the national leader in rushing. That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Touchdown, Michigan! And the route is on.
Well, this offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the 3rd quarter, march it down the field and score. There's no end in sight for these guys.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. The #1 job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my #1 job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get in the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
And tackled there by the defense.
Smart play by the quarterback. Nothing open. Dump it off to your running back. And listen, he's a running back. He's used to having the ball in his hands, and he's a big running back. So if you want to bring that to the ground in the open field, it's very difficult. Great job by the running back making a play.
And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
He unleashes a long one.
Catch the
and
ball,
man.
man.
The connection, they were looking for an explosive play.
Well, this passing attack was on fire last week. Quarterback threw multiple TDs, but they got brought back down to earth very quick in the first half of this game. So here they are now early in the 3rd quarter. They're trying to get some of that mojo back, taking a shot. I like the aggressiveness.
They'll run the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Huskers look to keep this drive humming. Jet sweep to the receiver. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know this defense was practicing and game planning for this guy in particular. They knew with his speed at receiver, not only would he be catching the football, but they were going to get him involved in the run game as well. That defense looked ready for that.
Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. He'll loft one deep down the left side. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Feeling some heat. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down.
Well, that play never had a chance. On 4th down, they're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. The quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on 4th.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. It's complete.
It really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up the scoreboard.
One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on third and short from the 49. They'll try to get the first through the air. Pulls it in inside the 10. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the punishment has been extended. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Minnesota is currently trailing in this one, but I've seen crazier things in Minneapolis. Trust me when I tell you that. On this field and off it, this game is not over. They're trailing by just 4 to USC. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to move it through the air. Moving away from pressure. He's going to run it. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. And the Huskers will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw.
Pick the ball,
He
Davis.
puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Fires to the tight end. And
How am I a man and no one is covering the tight end?
opportunities on 2nd and 2. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Trying to escape and get it himself. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Trying to pound it on first down, now back to the line. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Floating away. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing, and making life so hard on this offense.
trying to get to it. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
When I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Looking to the end zone.
Let's go, Davis.
His 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy.
Oh, it's a fumble. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Pass
away from me.
After the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now...
And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Despite failing earlier on 4th down, they will try again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Looking for more room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And he makes the catch inside the 10. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile in.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Collins. That's the kind of mistake that throws off your game plan. Come out of the end zone, and you're stopped at the 8. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting. Keep throwing the football. Try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about continuing to improve week in and week out. So whether that's identifying playmakers or just seeing what you can come up with here at the end of this game and not quitting.
Why is that not a safety?
There, but to get rid of it. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. First priority is to take care of the ball here. That internal clock just didn't move fast enough, and they get him for a safety. They'll boot it away from their own 20 after taking the safety. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. And after this play, the cake will be baked. They'll throw it on 1st down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Wide open.
Dang it, if I wouldn't have lobbed it, that'd have been a
They're able to
touchdown.
make the stop, but this offense running plays and racking up yards all the way to the end as they get the W. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them.
next. Who we got